state of Ukraine. And last year I was there. I was at the Maidan also, and doing this, outside Ukraine is a commendable job, and I think everybody will agree that you need a big round of applause, for this doing this. So I just read a book about American Dream, and there are three words which came up: freedom, passion, and potential. So what is an American dream is, one of the version, is that if everybody had a freedom to pursue their passion, to exploit their full potential. And if you really think about it, what is happening in Ukraine, or when any entrepreneur or any investor, that is actually a dream. It's a global dream. It's a Ukrainian dream. So now let's talk about what is next in Ukraine's ecosystem. So I will ask. I'll start with Natasha. You are from Ukraine. You're an angel investor, and you also have a Ukrainian business angel network. So if you can give a little bit of your background and also talk about your experience and where are we right now in the Ukrainian angel investor?
Hello guys, I will introduce myself briefly. Those who are interested can get more on LinkedIn probably. As many of you here, I'm an entrepreneur. I created more than 10 companies, some of them are sold already. Some stay with me with my management company, Donate Ventures. I have 5 operating businesses at the moment. I'm an executive as well. I have experience of managing big communication holding consisting of more than 20 companies. So believe me, I know how to read financial statements and make decisions based on them. I'm a teaching fellow also. After studying in a business school, we created a collaboration with my professor of leadership, and my part is entrepreneurial leadership, which is my favorite subject and topic. I really like to discover and study this entrepreneurial power in people. It excites me a lot, and maybe most of you an venture investor at the moment. Together with my partner, we started to invest almost 3 years ago, and somehow we realized that what we do fits angel investing more, and that's how I started to discover this topic, because angel investing has its own secrets, specific rules, tools. And then I was among people who created this first Ukrainian angel network, and somehow I ended up being his head, not because I'm the smartest one, maybe because nobody else would like to manage it. But anyway, I'm here to talk to all of you about angel investing because I think it's a very important part of venture ecosystem. It fills the gap between friends and family and VCs, and because of angels, many businesses get not only money but human capital, sharing knowledge, resources, support. And I would like to bring all this experience to Ukraine and educate our angels and probably demystify the process of angel investing to attract more people from real sector to angel investing. To support maybe technology-intensive businesses. So I'm open to all your ideas as well, because we have only begun with this angel investing process in Ukraine.
And I'll come back to you with the round. So Laurent, you co-founded Voivoda, and that company was founded in Ukraine. And then, as I understand, it was a very interesting journey. So if you can talk about you and also your experience, particularly the fundraising in Ukraine, and how did you overcome the difficulties?
That's right. So thank you for inviting me. So my name is Laurent. I'm French. I lived in Africa, in Latin America. I did a lot of things before Voivoda. But here's what happened. In 2007, I met with a very good friend of mine, and I was in Paris, and he said, hey, there's a group of scientists in Kiev, and they have something amazing that you have to see. And the next day, I was in the plane to Kiev. That's how we started. We it was impossible for us to raise VC. Impossible. But we tried really hard, and we had maybe 20, 30 meetings.
Which was this year? What year?
2007. We got really lucky to find very good angel investors. So I'm on the receiving end of that. In Ukraine and in the US, and our biggest angel investor were actually Ukrainian Americans. So they were living in New York and they were from Ukraine originally. If they had not been there, they would have not been any company, and I have no doubt about this. They financed us for 1 year, which is a long time for angel investment. And we had 15 people, so you have to pay them at the end of every month. And it's very painful when you see the bank account is going down. And then after that, we developed some technology, some demos. We raised VCs in California, in Silicon Valley, and in Los Angeles. And then for those who don't know, we sold the company 18 months ago to Google, Google Motorola. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. And then there's a lot of people that works now at Google and others at Motorola. So the short story is, without angel investment, there would have been no company. You have to find some people that are crazy enough, and hopefully have some crazy people here, that are crazy enough to invest in a team of 15 guys that are scientists, that have no idea of the business yet, and give us this trust for that long, so that we could get our things in order and do some good demos, good technology, so that we could then raise institutional financing. So that's the start.
What was your round like? What was your first round, which you did the angel investment, and what was the second and third round?
The first round is always it was around 700,000. So it's a big angel financing. Yeah? We had very good people in our board at the time, and then we raised a total of 14 million with A, B, and C.
So Max, I've been bumping into you in various places in the world. So you're a global guy. You're investing in globally, and also you have an experience in Bulgaria and the Balkan countries. So if you can, as an investor and an angel investor, if you can relate something which can be applicable to investors in Ukraine, also the diaspora investors for Ukraine.
Absolutely, Kaushal. Actually, what Natasha said is very valid. I was just explaining to someone today when people were asking, the difference between angel investing in places like here, where you develop developed ecosystems, and places like Bulgaria or Ukraine. If you would give a child a crayon and give them a piece of paper and ask them to draw a business, you'll be very likely you'll end up with people over here, young people, children, or teenagers, let's say, drawing a business, if you can draw one, similar to Google, similar to Facebook. Those are the companies people look up to. When you go to places like Ukraine or Bulgaria, where Val is also Bulgarian, so we're places that we know very well, you'll end up seeing success stories being drawn as something with cash under the table, with big black cars, with all kinds of attributes of business that have absolutely no place in civilized society or in the kind of business we want to do. So making that mental shift, both with the entrepreneurs as well as with the investors. With the angels, probably it's more critical because they have the experience of building business and making money in that way. And you have to kind of redraw that whole image, change the whole system of values of how businesses are made, why do you do it, what are the attributes of it, and that's a hard job, and it's it's not something you can do overnight. But on a positive note, if I look at what we've done in a small country like Bulgaria over the last couple of years, it's pretty solid. We don't have big exits yet. We don't see huge success stories, but slowly but surely, incrementally, things improve day by day, month by month, year by year.
So how many angel investors do you think active are in Bulgaria right now?
In Bulgaria, actively, there are probably 10 people at the moment. There's a larger amount that have made small investments, but active people who are really into it. It's 10. Two of whom are sitting right here on the stage.
So Mike, I've been also know you for the last almost 6-7 years, and I've seen what you do, and you've been an entrepreneur. You leveraged your Bulgarian talent pool earlier, and then investor, and you've also moved some of the companies, from Europe to here. So it will be interesting to know a little bit about your background and also your business model, how you invest and how you make this company grow.
Thank you. Before going any further, I'd like to thank the organizers, Happy Farm, and all the sponsors. I know how difficult it is to make this event, and it's a really great event. I'm happy to be here. My name is Babajov. I'm running an early stage fund called Voivoda. Also, I'm a member of 5 angel groups in California, and I have about 20 investments and been in software business for 36 years. I came to the United States in February 1989 before the crash of the Berlin Wall with $100 cash, and I was able to do many enterprises. By the way, I'm curious, how many of you are involved in startup business? Raise your hand. Oh, I have a good crowd. And how many investors? Okay, good. So you know how to talk to each other. I've been 36 years in software business. I never worked for a corporation in America for 27 years, always for my own ventures. My focus is foreign business, okay? I've been always fascinated by the difference between the quality and the cost of engineering resources between Eastern Europe and United States, and this paid very well for us. I sold 5 companies during the last 7 years, 3 of them bootstrapped, and one of them is a Turkish company that I brought from Turkey, and for 3 years we sold this company here in the United States, in California. So I enjoy a lot what I'm doing, and investing and working with early stage companies, because investing is a mechanical thing, okay? It's all about building value with the team and how you can bring eventually success. Both satisfaction and monetary results, okay? So I have many things that I can talk about.
Yeah, I think we can go to the round. So one of the things I want to say, how can you get the local angel ecosystem going, and if you can involve the diaspora Ukrainians, and what is your experience with that? And also, you also have another constituency. There are a lot of large outsourcing Ukrainian companies, which have been creating a lot of jobs in Ukraine. Why can't they create entrepreneurs also? Why can't they become corporate ventures? So if you can cover in these 2-3 elements.
Let me answer first on your first part, because the talk about outsourcing companies separate, maybe it's huge. I can talk about that, but in terms of angel ecosystem in Ukraine at the moment, I can say that there are definitely many angels, but we don't know them. Some people, as you may know your market, because there is a common problem for emerging markets. When people who actively try to invest, they want to stay in shadow somehow. They don't want to be in a spotlight, because on our market, limited investor protection, almost 0 tax incentives for those people who want to bear risk of first investment, and state doesn't support us at all. Unlike Turkey, for instance, because they have a very good system of cooperating angels with the state. We have similar problems with other emerging markets in terms of limited deal flow, especially of good quality. We have inexperienced investors and entrepreneurs as well. And this mix of problems make us work hard, because we need to build this society step by step. And my personal maybe vision of this angel investing building, that we need to attract more people from real business and give them tools. When I speak now to active angels, I see that many of them don't know how to invest scientifically, I would say. They don't use this portfolio approach, for instance. They invested in 3 companies, large stakes, and they sit and wait for internal rate of return as 30%, for instance.
I think we also in the cross-border angels we also see that in most of the emerging countries, wherever you have a speculative business, that means if you invest in real estate, you get much more return than angel investment. And most of the investors also look at this as one of the investment. It should be a mentor-oriented, it should be advisory investment. It's not because they're already making money. So I think that education has to be there. So now, since you already had the great exit, so are you going to be the investor?
I was expecting this. So just to say what Natasha said, it's sometimes crazy. So we had an angel investor. He actually asked for his money back after 1 year. And so we didn't know what to do. And we tell, hey, this is equity, right? You're taking the same risk as others. And so you have to have this explanation to them. The good thing of from what I see, is that we did create some alumni. And we are very proud of this in the team. We have, the most famous one I think is Igor Shishkin, who had just announced around yesterday. He's in Kiev. We do have also Frayman, who is, he was the angel, he was the first CEO, I was CEO after him, and he's doing angel investment as well. So we all try to...
We need him in that club. I need him from that.
Yes, so it's starting this way, right? We're very proud of this. We see some former team members that are now on the other side, and it's really nice to see this happening. I wish these people existed in 2007. It would have made my life a lot easier when we were raising financing. But I'm so happy to see that now this ecosystem is there, and it's not anymore a dream. It's not anymore wishful thinking. We do have people in Ukraine. We have people here that are looking at investment and opportunities. And I'm an advisor of many companies, and some of them in Kiev as well.
So Max, is there any role of the diaspora Bulgarians in creating the angel ecosystem in Bulgaria, and if that is the relevance, you think with the Ukraine?
Well, diaspora or the whole immigration topic is really, really important. Actually, I think that on this stage right here, a lot of us are immigrants. I know for sure for myself, Val, that we are. Success rubs off, right? One of the things, for instance, that Happy Farm, one of the organizers of this conference, are doing, and it's one of their lesser-known programs, but it's a really, really cool product. They take people who have the potential to be angel investors and organize tours to the United States, to Silicon Valley, showing them, how stuff is done here, how people invest, how corporations work, how you can actually make successful businesses in participating as an angel investor in early companies and startups. So that is very important. Speaking about Bulgaria, there are about 30, 40, I think, successful people. Val here is one of them, who are people from Bulgaria originally who live here in the valley, who do great stuff, and who then actually angel invest and advise in startups that come from Bulgaria. And we already have this system where a number of Bulgarian startups that have done relatively well come here, not out into the wild, but actually are making some support and getting shelter, basically, if you can call it like that, from local successful Bulgarians.
So while you have a challenging task, you have to say in 30 seconds, how did you help the Turkish company to come here and make it successful? 30 seconds.
This is 30 seconds. It's synergy between the investor and the CEO. Okay, it's a very deep relationship that you understand each other, you believe each other, and you can work together. Yeah, we're running out of time. I have 6 criteria for investment when we do investment in a company. Maybe it would help to tell briefly to the whole audience in telegraph type, and after that you can contact me. But when we invest, first we look at the team. We need 2 founders. 1 is too little, 3 is too much, preferably 2, 1 technical, 1 business. Number 2, we need a solid technology. They should have already pre-existing technology when they come to us. Number 3, we expect hot and large market that can justify the investment. Number 4, we looking for pre-revenues, okay? Proof of revenue. Somebody gotta pay money for this product. Number 5, let me see what's doing. They're gonna move here to California, okay? Like, because it's a rule for American investors, they need the companies to be here. And number 6, they're gonna have a very clear plan for either selling the company or going IPO and solid financial model. So if there are startups here, I'll be happy to talk after that.
So we're out of time, but if you want to have anybody want to say the last word, particularly Natasha, what do you need from international players, investors, and to make this happen and to make your network more strong?
I think, first of all, our angels should recognize that they are needed to this venture ecosystem. And in terms of international support, it's always good to have best educational practices. So if some of you guys want to come to Ukraine, if you're not all Ukrainians here sitting in this room, so come to us, meet angels. That's what we're gonna do. We want to have these events with education, not only with deal flow presenting. So we need this support in terms of...
We're out of time, and thank you very much, the panel. Please